Welcome to Football Focus. Hope you're all having a great day. Before we kick off, if you love football, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Let's dive in. Declan Rice's growing leadership role within the Arsenal camp. The evolution of Declan Rice at Arsenal has been nothing short of transformative. In less than a full season since his blockbuster move from West Ham, Rice has not only asserted himself as one of Mikel Arteta's most trusted generals on the pitch, but also emerged as a vocal presence off it. His recent comments about the reaction from some Arsenal fans toward new signing Noni Madueke reflect this development. Rice is no longer just a midfield enforcer. He is now a bridge between the dressing room and the fan base. His statement about fan behavior, specifically the backlash surrounding Madueke's arrival, offers a candid window into the kind of dressing room culture Arteta is fostering at the Emirates. Unity, empathy, protection. That Rice would feel the need to call out a segment of the fan base speaks volumes. It shows that Arsenal are trying to nurture an environment that safeguards the mental well-being of young players, particularly those entering under heavy scrutiny and high expectations. Noni Madueke's controversial arrival, a divisive £52 million gamble. The signing of Noni Madueke from Chelsea was never going to be quiet. The winger, a product of PSV Eindhoven and part of England's U21 setup, arrived amid hype and skepticism. At £52 million, Arsenal fans expected a marquee figure ready to make immediate impact. The issue, however, wasn't just the price tag. It was perception. Some fans questioned the necessity of bringing in another winger, especially when the squad already included Bukayo's Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, and Leandro Trossard. Others doubted Madueke's injury record and Premier League consistency. The opposition escalated quickly, from murmurs online to full petitions opposing the move. It was an ugly episode, and Rice made it clear he didn't appreciate it. What stood out was not just the criticism, but the tone. Fans weren't merely analyzing statistics or questioning tactics. They were actively rejecting a player before he had even worn the shirt. This prompted Rice to step in and defend Madueke, both publicly and privately. The power of a welcome letter. Rice's off-field leadership shines. Rice took it upon himself to write Madueke a personal welcome letter. This is uncommon. Transfers happen all the time, but seldom do current players make gestures this intimate. Rice's actions reveal a layer of camaraderie within the squad that outsiders rarely see. What was in the letter isn't public, but Rice has mentioned themes of support, brotherhood, and proving people wrong. For a 22-year-old entering one of the most scrutinized clubs in Europe, such an outreach could mean everything. Rice said he really didn't like the boos and social media abuse Madueke received and urged supporters to think beyond the transfer fee and look at the person. This sentiment aligns with a broader cultural shift in football, where mental health and emotional intelligence are finally being treated as seriously as tactics and fitness. Madueke's Arsenal integration. Progress behind the scenes. Madueke hasn't exploded onto the scene just yet, but that's not surprising. The Arsenal setup is meticulous. Arteta doesn't just throw new players into the 11 based on price tag. There's a process of adaptation, both tactically and psychologically. Training ground footage has shown Madueke working closely with assistant coach Carlos Cuesta on decision-making and positioning. There's also been one-on-one sessions with Arteta, focusing on how to exploit inside channels, something the manager considers crucial for wingers in his 4-3-3 setup. While he hasn't started many competitive matches, Madueke's brief appearances have been encouraging. His ball retention under pressure and ability to beat defenders in tight spaces have turned heads internally. According to club sources, the coaching staff are very happy with his attitude and discipline. Fan culture at Arsenal, a double-edged sword. Arsenal fans are famously passionate. The Emirates has transitioned from a quiet, sterile atmosphere to one of the loudest in England, thanks to supporters groups like Ashburton Avenue and a generational shift in fandom. However, that passion can turn volatile when expectations are not met. Social media platforms have magnified every misstep, and players are often tried in the court of public opinion before they can even find their footing. Rice's call-out is a necessary reminder that the badge on the shirt should unite, not divide. He asked fans to back the player, not the fee. This is not the first time Arsenal fans have prematurely judged a signing. Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey, and even Ben White had early doubters. Some proved people wrong, others were never allowed the space to settle. Rice as a culture setter, more than just a midfielder. Rice was brought in to elevate Arsenal's midfield, but he has done more than that. He has helped elevate the club's culture. From post-match team huddles to his viral team talks, Rice embodies the leadership Arteta desperately wanted after losing experienced heads like Saka and Aubameyang. His protective stance over Madueke is the latest example. The way he holds teammates accountable while shielding them from external criticism signals that he's not afraid to ruffle feathers, even if that means clashing with fans. This isn't about being right or wrong. It's about establishing standards. For Rice, the standard is respect. Every player, whether academy graduate or £52 million signing, deserves it. Arteta's silent endorsement, letting the squad speak. Interestingly, Arteta has remained silent on the fan reaction to Madueke. He hasn't needed to speak. By empowering players like Rice to voice the squad's sentiments, he's fostering a self-regulating ecosystem where leaders emerge naturally. This decentralization of authority isn't accidental. Arteta believes in giving players agency. When they take ownership of issues like fan behavior, it demonstrates maturity. It also reinforces internal solidarity. So Rice's statement, therefore, wasn't just about defending a teammate. It was about defending the club's ethos. Rewriting the narrative. Can Madueke win the fans over? Every player has a redemption arc waiting to be written. For Madueke, it's still early days. But football is a performance-based business, and the best way to silence critics is by delivering on the pitch. There's quiet optimism around London Colney that Madueke's second half of the season could be transformative. With the Africa Cup of Nations potentially removing key players temporarily, Madueke could get his chance to shine. If he does, Rice's defense will be seen not just as kind, but prophetic. Social media's impact, double-edged attention. The backlash against Madueke was in many ways fueled by online discourse. Arsenal Twitter is among the most active communities in world football. Hashtags, video compilations, memes, they all shape player perception in 2025. Rice understands this. He's active on social media, but uses his platform judiciously. When he chose to speak out, it wasn't just on behalf of Madueke. It was a broader commentary on how fans interact with players in the digital age. The ease with which a narrative can spiral out of control is frightening. One poor performance, one injury update, one training video out of context, everything becomes fodder for criticism. Rice is asking for mindfulness, internal morale, squad reaction to the fan fallout. Inside the Arsenal camp, Rice's comments have reportedly been received warmly. Several players, especially the younger crop like Emile Smith-Rowe and Fabio Vieira, have expressed their appreciation for his defense of Madueke. Gabriel Jesus, a leader in his own right, has echoed similar sentiments, privately reminding fans in an Instagram Q&A that every signing is a bet, but we support each other like family. That sense of unity, even when facing external heat, is what separates contenders from champions. Long-term view. Rice's role in Arsenal's project. When Arsenal signed Rice, it wasn't just for his ball-winning ability. They were signing a future captain, someone who could be the face of the club's next 5-year project. His remarks on the fanbase reinforce that. By defending Madueke and challenging toxic fan behavior, Rice is fulfilling a bigger responsibility, shaping the moral compass of the team. In the long run, these are the moments that define legacies. Rice may never score 20 goals a season, but his impact will be etched in every clean sheet, every trophy lift, and every player who finds confidence because someone believed in them, even when others didn't.